It's Friday, October 30th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, live at Boyle Stadium, where it's a beautiful, brisk day. A little windy again today, but we're preparing for tonight's football game where Stanford will take on St. Joe's. Rob Adams will be joining us later this half hour with sports and weather. But first, we'll be bringing you today's headlines, including a potentially major development in the case of a missing Easton couple. The Weston Forum is reporting the disappearance of the missing couple, Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin, may soon be over. State police confirm they are currently investigating the discovery of possible human remains in Weston following a search Thursday at an abandoned house at 89 Norfield Road. Detectives from the Western District Major Crime Squad are conducting the investigation, according to the State Police Public Information Office. The remains were transported to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, where they will determine whether the remains are human or animal and cause and manner of death, if applicable. If the remains prove to be human, the office will also determine the identities. The remains have not yet been identified, but could be those of Jeffrey Navin, 56, and Jeanette Navin, 55, who have been missing since August. The couple lived in Weston on Osborne Farm Road since 1994. They sold their home in June and had been living in a rental home on Staples Road in Easton until their disappearance. According to Weston Police Chief John Troxel, the search was instigated following a phone call around 3 yesterday afternoon to Weston Police by Thomas Kerrigan of Westport, the owner of the property on Norfield Road. Kerrigan told police he was doing cleanup on the grounds that afternoon when he found something he thought might be human remains. He asked police to investigate. Weston Police responded and observed the grounds surrounding the house and determined there could possibly be human remains on the property. Troxel said state police and FBI were notified because the discovery might be related to the Navin case. Easton Police Chief Tim Shaw was contacted. Once on the scene, state police took over the investigation. The search for the missing couple has been ongoing since August. Police searched areas around the couple's home in Easton and Weston, employing cadaver dogs at one point. They also searched Devil's Den Nature Preserve in Weston and an ash residue landfill in Putnam. Should the remains found yesterday turn out to be those of the Navins, Troxel said it'll bring the case close to home because the Navins were residents of Weston for many years. The chief said Norfield Road is a major thoroughfare in Weston, and the property at 89 Norfield is just down the street from the Weston Police Department. He said this is a road where most people in town drive down on a regular basis. If in fact it proves to be directly connected to the Navin case, it's disturbing to know there might have been something like this so close to the center of town, he said. During the search Thursday night, Norfield Road was closed off shortly before 6 o'clock, while 15 to 20 police cars were observed at the property. Police set up emergency inflatable lights to search the grounds, and a chopper with a spotlight was seen hovering over the property. The state police brought in its major crimes unit and vehicles. There could potentially be a news conference in Weston today. Our reporters will be covering that, and we'll bring you updates on that story as more information becomes available. Well, the Bridgeport Police Department is asking the public for any information regarding a homicide that was caught on video. On September 29th, around 8:25 in the evening, police officers responded to calls regarding shots fired in the area of Madison Ave and Frank Street. Upon arrival, police officers found a 17-year-old black male suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The victim was transported to the hospital by ambulance and at the hospital pronounced dead. The initial investigation indicates in the video that 3 shooters fled the scene of the crime. The victim was walking to the back of a house near the corner of Madison Avenue and Frank Street when the 3 suspects shot at him. Police officers and detectives are actively investigating several leads, but anyone with information regarding the shooting should contact Bridgeport detectives at 203-581-5236. In other Bridgeport news, the police department announced the arrest of a suspect, 39-year-old Jesse DaCosta, connected to a recent burglary at Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church on Park Avenue. According to police, DNA evidence put DaCosta at the scene of the crime. He was arrested Tuesday, October 27th. He turned himself in at police headquarters. DaCosta has been charged with burglary, larceny, and criminal mischief. The crime occurred, police said, on May 31st after they were called to the scene at the church at 9:15 that morning. Upon arrival, police officers were informed that $8,300 in cash, an $800 computer tower, and $1,700 in surveillance equipment had been taken. Church officials reported that the church had held an annual church fair to raise money the night before. Detective Hoban and Detective Hinu determined that the suspect had gained access to the church's management office from a second-story air conditioner. Detectives surveyed the crime scene, interviewed witnesses, and swabbed areas of interest for fingerprints in order to turn up the DNA evidence that eventually led to the arrest. Well, Monroe police are seeking the public's help in finding a statue of Jesus after an apparent theft from a religious store earlier this week. According to Captain Michael Flick, the 5-foot color statue of the Sacred Heart of Jesus was taken from in front of Angels & Company religious gift shop on Route 25 sometime Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. The store owner called police when she noticed the statue, which is valued at $600, was missing Wednesday morning. She had last seen it the previous night at 6:45, police said. The statue had been displayed among some plantings in front of the store. Anyone who may have seen something suspicious near the store between Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning is asked to call police at 203-261-3622 or call the police tip line at 203-452-2839. Well, I'm going to throw it over to Rob Adams now. As we said, as you can see, it's a little windy here, but it's a beautiful day. Rob's going to tell us a little bit more about that. Rob?
All right, Kate, good morning, everyone. And yes, it's an absolutely beautiful day down here on the field at Boyle Stadium. And we're looking at 55 degrees right now. Now, that might be high for the day. We may climb a little higher as the day goes along, but let's pull up your full forecast for you. Again, just a beautiful day here at Boyle Stadium. Temperatures will drop down tonight, but, you know, it's going to be fairly nice and a nice night for football for sure as the St. Joe's Cadets come to town to take on the Stanford Black Knights. So we'll see the sunshine. It'll stay that way. Temperatures will step up into the 60s, a mostly sunny day, drop down to 37 tonight. We'll get more of the same tomorrow, temperatures dropping as the day goes along. But again, it'll be a pretty good weekend. Chance of rain on Sunday, and maybe we'll hit 60 as we get back to Monday. It's 51 up in Ridgefield. It is 54 out in Shelton, and right here at the Great Boyle Stadium, it is 55 degrees. Kate, back up to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, I can feel the sun starting to warm things up here, but it is a beautiful day. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give you a look back on this day in history. Rob's going to have more high school sports updates, and I'm going to have more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at The Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York. In Pound Ridge. And we're back on this Friday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and as you can see, we are at the beautiful Boyle Stadium in Stamford getting ready for tonight's football game. But first, before we do that, Donald Ang has compiled today's look back on this day in history, and I'm going to deliver that right now. A legendary mass panic, but did it really happen? But first, 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman takes place in Kinshasa, Zaire. All win by knockout in the 8th round. Ali wins by knockout in the 8th round, regaining the title of World Heavyweight Champion and causing Foreman's first professional defeat. 1975, the New York Daily News ran the headline, Ford to City, Drop Dead. The headline came a day after U.S. President Gerald Ford said he would veto any proposed federal bailout of New York City. 2001 in New York City, the country held its collective breath as President George W. Bush threw out the first pitch at Game 3 of the World Series between the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And finally, in 1938, there was this.
Wait a minute, something's happening. Humped shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror, and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Oh, Lord, they're turning into flames. Now the whole field's caught up by the woods, the barns, the gas tanks of the automobiles spreading everywhere. It's coming this way now, about 20 yards to my right. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Orson Welles broadcast his radio play of H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. It became famous for allegedly causing mass panic, although the reality of this mass panic is disputed as the program had relatively few listeners. In the days following the adaptation, there was widespread outrage in the media. The program's news bulletin format was described as deceptive and by some newspapers and public figures, leading to an outcry against the perpetrators of the broadcast and calls for regulation by the Federal Communications Commission. The episode secured Wells's fame, and if you've not listened to it, it's pretty cool. But now we're going to throw it over to Rob Adams for the latest in high school sports. Rob?
All right, Kate, thank you very much. And indeed, it was a year ago tonight that we ran War of the Worlds right here on the HAN Network. I actually hosted a special rebroadcast of it. It was really cool to do it if you've never heard it. The War of the Worlds, not necessarily my broadcast. War of the Worlds is absolutely phenomenal. All right, what do we have from yesterday? Plenty of boys soccer with Ludlow knocking off Fairfield Ward 1-0 in an all-Fairfield matchup. Mason Jennings had the lone goal. Alec Williams the assist. Alejandro McLean and Eduardo Quiroga had the goals as Greenwich surprises Wilton 2-1. Greenwich playing without one of their big guns. Danbury over Ridgefield 3-0 as Kevin Spinato, Jason Danif Cordova, and Lenel Gariza had the goals for the Danbury Hatters. They move on to the semifinals as well. And as you saw it right here on the HAN Network, Darien 2, Staples 0. Great call, by the way, and I meant to tweet this last night, by Josh Fisher and Tim Murphy. Great work by those guys. It was fun for me to be down on the field kind of taking it all in. Jack Niffen had both goals. Outstanding performance by the Darien Blue Wave. So they all move on to the semifinals, which we will have for you on Monday on the HAN Network. One other regular season game, Stanford and the Black Knights beat Trinity Catholic 4-1. On the schedule tonight, right here at Boyle Stadium, the cradle of FCAC football, the Stanford Black Knights host the St. Joseph Cadets. We'll have it for you. Game time 6:30. Of course, we've got FCAC tailgate at 3:30 and FCAC game day at 4:30. Also, Greenwich is at Ludlow at 7. New Canaan visits Norwalk at 7 o'clock. McMahon goes to Trumbull. It's Central at Ridgefield, Darien at Wilton, and Danbury travels to Fairfield Ward. On to girls soccer, the quarterfinals. The number 8 seed Staples plays the top seed St. Joseph as a tough road. St. Joe's 16-0 on the year. 3 p.m. they kick it off at Trumbull. Wilton takes on number 3 Ridgefield. That's at 3:30. The number 5 Fairfield Ludlow Falcons take on the number 4 Greenwich Cardinals at 3:30, and number 7 Darien plays number 2 Fairfield Ward. That's at 3:45. Field hockey quarterfinals. Number 8 Trumbull goes to number 1 Darien. Again, another tough road. Darien 14-0 on the year. That's at 3. And number 7 Ridgefield against number 2 Wilton. That's at 3:45. Those semifinal matchups. Now to girls volleyball. Staples at Danbury. Darien at Trumbull. It's West Hill at Central. Wilton home for Norwalk. Greenwich at New Canaan. Ridgefield at Stamford. Ludlow is at McMahon. And St. Joe's visits Trinity Catholic. But we'll have football for you right here at Boyle Stadium. Stamford Black Knights, St. Joseph Cadets. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back up to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, getting back to some of today's news, authorities say that an animal's head has been found in the parking lot of a local business in Willimantic. According to reports, Willimantic police say a business patron found the head around 7:30 Wednesday. The Wyndham Animal Control officer removed it for further examination. It's uncertain if the head belongs to a horse or a cow, and police are waiting for a local veterinarian to make a determination. An investigation is continuing. Police are interviewing witnesses and reviewing surveillance video from neighboring businesses. Well, according to the Associated Press, a fraternity at Quinnipiac University has been shut down due to hazing allegations for the second time this semester. University officials say that Beta Theta Pi fraternity was issued a cease and desist order, barring it from operating at the university until a student conduct process can be completed. It is not known when the university became aware of the hazing allegations or what prompted them. Vice President for Public Affairs Lynn Bushnell says that the Hampton University does not tolerate hazing and that it plans to remove those responsible. The fraternity's Facebook page says it welcomed new pledges on September 30th. WFSB reports the suspension marks the 4th time in the past 3 years that a Quinnipiac University fraternity has been shut down. And of course, recapping a big story that we're following out of Weston, the Weston Forum is reporting that the disappearance of missing couple Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin may soon be over. State police confirmed that they are currently investigating the discovery of possible human remains in Weston following a search Thursday night at an abandoned house at 89 Norfield Road. Detectives from the Western Major District Crime Squad are conducting the investigation, according to State Police's Public Information Office. The remains were transported to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, where they will determine if the remains are human and determine the identity. The remains have not yet been identified, but could be those of 56-year-old Jeffrey Navin and 55-year-old Jeanette Navin, who've been missing since August. The couple lived in Weston on Osborne Farm Road since 1994, and their home in June their home in June and had been living in a rental home on Staples Road in Easton until their disappearance. Their son, Kyle Navin, is currently incarcerated on weapons charges that are not directly related to the couple's disappearance. But as we said, we're going to be following that story. There's likely to be a press conference later today in Weston. But right now, going to throw it back over to Rob Adams for another look at today's weather.
All right, Kate, beautiful day as of right now. Sunny skies, lots of blue sky overhead, mostly sunny day, high in the upper 50s, with a northwest wind from 10 to 15, gusting to 25. So certainly be very mindful of that. We're feeling it right out here at Boyle Stadium. It is whipping around at times pretty good, and we don't want to see Kate, Josh, and AJ flying off the top of the press box. As for tonight, temperatures drop down into the mid-30s with mostly clear conditions, and the winds die down to 5 to 10, and it's out of the north. To Saturday, a sunny day for the ghosts and goblins and the witches and the warlocks, and of course, the zombies. A sunny day, patchy frost in the morning, highs in the mid-50s, with a north wind around 5 becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. 54 again looks to be the high. Only 44 for Halloween night. Not terrible, mostly cloudy, and the wind only around 5. Not too bad. The Sunday we go, mostly cloudy. Looks like the rain is kind of dying down, so highs in the upper 50s, maybe even 60 degrees. Mostly cloudy and 48 for Sunday night, and for Monday, 63 and mostly cloudy skies. We have 51 in Ridgefield, 54 in Shelton, and in the city that works, Stamford, Connecticut, it is 55 degrees, Kate.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take another break. Come back with some more news on your coffee break after this.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
That's right. Are you easy to scare? HAN Network's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your 3-minute scary movie today for a chance to win a DJI Phantom 3 drone. Sponsored by Milford Photo. The only thing to fear is missing the deadline.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
And we're back live at Boyle Stadium on the HAN Network for your coffee break today. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you some of today's headlines and upcoming events this weekend, including that Milford's second food truck and vendor fair at Eisenhower Park this weekend is going to have a Halloween theme. The event is Saturday, October 31st and Sunday, November 1st from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. The event is for adults, children, and pets are welcome too. There will be 16 food trucks and 25 to 30 vendors. The event will also feature costume contests, face painting, free kids crafts, and a beer tent run by the Milford Irish Club. For more information on that, you can check out milfordmirror.com. And also some exciting news for the HAN Network events team. The HAN Network and the Prospector Theater invite you to the Halloween short film screening contest this Saturday, October 31st at the Prospector Theater, which is at 25 Prospect Street in Ridgefield. The screening starts at 10 in the morning with the HAN Network submitted films, followed by films submitted to the Prospector at 11 a.m. The HAN Network screening contest is more along the lines of a PG-13 and might not be suitable for some of the Prospector's younger filmmakers. However, all filmmakers are invited to each screening. The cost of admission is $7 and is good for both screenings. A filmmaker Q&A will follow both. Filmmakers are invited to watch the 12:45 showing of the Sphere-produced Bride of Frankenstein. Packages are available for the Bride of Frankenstein and Halloween Film Contest for $15. Little Shop of Horrors is also available. Those in the audience on Halloween may cast ballots for their favorite video. A costume contest and audience choice winners will be announced after the Bride of Frankenstein. Online voting begins November 1st through the 12th, with the winner to be announced November 13th. Winners will be chosen by online voting at fastfrights.com. The audience voting will be calculated into the online voting numbers. all entries do become the property of the HAN network and may be broadcast on the network. But for all official rules and details, check out fastfrights.com. Great way to spend your Halloween morning and afternoon. And finally, with Halloween falling on a Saturday night, many area safety officials are urging everyone to follow some simple safety steps, and it's always good to be reminded of these because the number of fires and injuries increase during the Halloween weekend each year. Last year, there were 10,300 fires during the Halloween holiday, resulting in 25 deaths, 125 injuries, and $83 million in property damage. So just some simple tips to keep in mind. Of course, choose a costume without long flowing fabric. That long fabric can become a hazard and may come into contact with flames and candles. If you make your own costume, use materials that won't catch fire easily if they come into contact with heat or flame. Give your children flashlights or glow sticks so they can be seen wherever they are walking. Keep decorations away from candles, light bulbs, or heaters, and consider using flameless candles or glow sticks in your jack-o'-lanterns. But I know we have plenty of Halloween safety tips on all of our HAN Network community websites, so definitely check those out. Going to throw it to Rob for one last look of today's weather.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. And everybody absolutely be safe and happy and have fun tomorrow, whether, I don't know, if you're a character from Doctor Who, as a particular extended member of the HAN family might be this weekend, a young man named Sean Adams. In any event, a mostly sunny day here in Stamford, highs in the upper 50s, and I'm willing to bet it's a mostly sunny day where you are as well, with a northwest wind 10 to 15, gusts up to 25. Mostly clear tonight, 37 for the low. It'll get chilly if you're coming here to Boyle Stadium. Bundle up, bring the blanket, but, you know, as you sit on these concrete bleachers, it's a great atmosphere to tomorrow. For the zombies and everyone else, 54 is the high, or I don't know if you're going to be Hermione or whatever you may be. Have fun with it. Sunny, patchy frost in the morning, highs in the mid-50s. North wind around 5 to tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, and lows in the mid-40s. For November 1st, Sunday, mostly cloudy, 60 for the high, 48 the low as we get back to work. 63 on Monday. Not a bad day as we go to the boys' soccer semifinals on Monday. But right now, it is 56 here in Stamford, 52 in Ridgefield, and it's 55 in Shelton. Kate, back up to you. We'll see you for FCAC tailgate, game day, and football later on tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. And before we wrap things up on your coffee break, we just want to mention again, we're still following this breaking news out of Weston. State police confirmed today that they are investigating the discovery of possible human remains in Weston following a search Thursday night at an abandoned house at 89 Norfield Road. The remains have been transported to the office of the chief medical examiner, where they will determine whether or not they are human remains. Since the remains have not yet been identified, but they could be those of Jeffrey Navin, 56, and Jeanette Navin, 55, who have been missing since August. There's a lot more on that story at thewestonforum.com. A news conference is expected later today, so for updates on that, thewestonforum.com. That's going to do it for your coffee break. As Rob said, we're back live, FCAC Tailgate at 4 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone.